Hi, thank you for joining me. Today I want to share with you a few tips on cutting your paper for artwork. In this instance, I'm going to make some block prints, and the measurements for my paper are is 4 by 4, 4 inches by 4 inches. And so I want to make quite a few of those because I'm going to make quite a few prints. So you need, of course, paper, a metal ruler, some type of X-Acto knife. It's your choice what kind. This blade has to be unscrewed and taken out. They get dull pretty quick. And this type of X-Acto knife, you can just push it forward, pop off a blade, and then continue cutting. Pencils. Now, generally I use a regular pencil, but in these instances, it's better if you use a mechanical pencil. And the reason being is because the mechanical pencil tends to have the same lead width with the regular pencil. As you use it, the sharp tip goes down to a dull edge. Or another alternative to the X-Acto knife is one of these cutters. So it's up to you which one you want to use. I'm going to tell you about the large one and demonstrate it with the small one. You can remove the sheets from the tablet and make a mark on these, and I will show you how to do that. It was removed completely from the tablet. I'm going to use this as a board for cutting. I don't want to pull out the cutting mat. Another way you can do your cutting, especially if you're using an X-Acto knife, is leave the paper on the tablet and just open this, lay it flat. This binded edge will keep all of the papers together and straight. And doing it this way, all you have to do then is mark out your measurements and then cut it with the X-Acto knife. You'll mark your measurements out on this side and that side, and then cut with the X-Acto knife. It will hold the papers straight for you together. Well, it'll hold them all together, and it will make it easier for you to make a cut. So I will remove these, and then I will show you how I make my cuts here. Of course, these weren't cut straight, but that's okay. What I do on here is I measure out my 4 inches on one of the cards. I want to measure it out on this edge, close to each edge. So I'm only going to go up 4 inches here and make a mark. Make a light mark so that you can erase it later. And then I'm going to go on this side from the number 4 inch mark over here and make a mark. Hopefully you can see that I have a mark here and a mark here. Now this is greater than 4 inches. So what I like to do is keep the machine cut edge. That's this outer edge, because I know it's straight. Sometimes when you make a cut, you will make a mistake. So I always try to keep that outer edge, which is the machine cut edge. So I'm going to come from this edge in 4 inches. And then I will do the same thing. Notice I'm moving the ruler from here, here. I'm not turning it. I'm not turning the paper in order to make the marks. If you make the marks from here and just move the ruler over, you know you have the exact measurements on both sides. Sometimes it's a little off when you turn the page and move it, because most of the edges, some of these pages are not the exact measurements that they say on the front. Now once that is done, watch what I do. I stack my papers. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. I'll grab a few more of these. And this helps when you do your markings so that you don't have to sit here and mark each edge. You see how I line those up? lined up, and now they're straight. Lay them down, keeping them as straight as possible. And if you have to, use this is a machine cut edge here. Line it up on there. And that will be straight. That's a straight edge. Now, I take the ruler, and remember you marked on both sides. So I'm going to use this ruler to line up the ruler with the two marks. One on this side and one on that side. Between any two lines is a straight, or any 2 points, excuse me, is a straight line. Now I'm going to lightly mark. I just marked all of these. Unfortunately, I'm looking at it and it's not quite right, so I'm going to come back and do it again. There it is. So these are all marked, and now I'll mark this side, and I'll do the exact same thing. Hold the pencil lid on that point, line it up with that point, and mark through all of the other ones. This edge on all of the other ones are marked. Unfortunately, they're not marked there. So all we do is we keep these in place, and then we're going to restack them, staggering them on the other side. Same way. I don't want that much space in between them because I'm only going to make a small mark. Use this to hold it in place, straight line. And now I'm going to use the ruler here on these marks again. There's going to be a little wasted paper here, which will be fine. And now I've just placed a mark on this side. So each page has a mark. And now I can either use the X-Acto knife or I can use that cutter. And all of these will be marked. They're marked rather, and all these will be cut in the same place because I used that one to mark them. I wouldn't chance marking, cutting them all together unless they have that glued edge, because of course they're going to shift. The paper will shift. And you use a metal ruler, putting the blade close up to the metal ruler. That's one thing I hate about these. The X-Acto blade will shift, and it just did. And that's a nice cut. And all I have to do is the other side. This is the same method that I use with a slight amount of waste, but this is the exact same method I use to cut all of these strips. Thank you for joining me. Until next time.